You're alive.
Man, you are absolutely correct on that. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Beyond the Horror. And I had some notes ready for everybody to start an amazing start. It fell. So here we go. Welcome to Beyond the Horror, guys. It's an American Horror Story after show. I'm your host, MaryGirl Moody, also known as Mother Supreme. Today with me is the stellar Maisie Andrews. Maisie, say hi.
Hello.
And we have the Stranger Things kids. Maisie. Oh, that's me. I'm so sorry, guys. Mm.
What happened?
Uh, So
There
sorry
it
about that, guys.
goes.
Yes, I had a little technical difficulty. I sincerely apologize about that. All right. And then we have the Stranger Things kid, Casey Soper. Casey, say hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Guys, along with Danny Vera and Reese Jackman Livings, we are the admins of the Freaks of AHS on Facebook. And today was episode 2 of the spectacular American Horror Story on FX. So if you don't want to be spoiled on this episode, please do not watch this live stream. And this episode was titled Chapter 2. It was directed by Michael Goy and written by Tim Miner. So, first things
My near.
first, my near, thank you. First things first, we must give praise to Niall Lang for naming our show. All hail Niall. Okay, now that we're done, Maisie, let's start with you tonight. What are your thoughts on tonight's episode?
It was amazing. It was I was scared the entire time. Um I don't like when little kids are like this in the show and they're like speaking to things you can't see. And I'm just like, oh, the air is saying we're gonna die. What are you talking about? I hate that. That scares me the most. And they had a lot of that. And then the whole murder thing. And yeah, I was scared.
All right. Well, my thoughts on it was that, yeah, it definitely had some really great, super creepy, scary scenes that if you had all the lights off and there was nobody around, it was nice and creepy. I liked the episode. I liked how we got more information like on the nurses and kind of it's tonight's episode also threw my theory forward about Shelby, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. So I would like to move, that was basically my thoughts. So I'd like to move on to Casey. And Casey, what did you think about the show?
Okay, this is going to be kind of long, but I'll try and say it quickly.
Yes.
I'm easing into the documentary thing, but I still think the show would be much scarier if they just would drop the documentary thing. But I'm easing into it. It didn't annoy me as much as it did last week. So it's getting easier to watch, but it still kind of annoys me that they chose to do it. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Um, I want to say that I think the actors in the documentary part, though not as famous as the ones in the reenactment, I think they're just as good. Like, I don't know who plays Matt, like, that's not Cuba Gooding Jr. in the
Andre
documentary.
Holland.
Yeah, him.
Hmm.
I didn't remember his name because he's never been in any other season.
It's
I
okay.
think I think he's just as good as Cuba Gooding Jr. Just saying. Um,
Agree.
and Lee as well. Um, and of course Lily Ray, but just saying. Um, and I think the child actor is like super good at what she's doing. Cause like honestly, I don't know how the show does it. They get like kids that can actually act crazy. Like I don't know any shows that get kids that are like legitimately terrifying. Besides this show, of course. Um, I really liked the episode. I liked it more than last week's just because I thought it was 10 times creepier. I want to know more about Dennis O'Hare. Um, I loved the episode. There's a lot to talk about, but I don't want to talk about it just myself, so we should move on into everybody. But Kathy Bates' auto-tune thing at the beginning really annoyed me. Kathy Bates' voice is scary enough without it making like
Yeah.
um also just a few quick things. Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Follow us there. Um, Thank you, Niall Lang, for naming our show. Subscribe to Burnt Toast and hashtag FX Higher Revert. And thank you to Danny for making us trailers and posters and stuff. So yeah.
Absolutely. And don't forget to hashtag save Sarah if you
Get
watch
her
I'm
last
back.
going to the
week's.
hashtag right now,
Get her
actually.
back on the alcohol.
So let's talk about the opening of the show. Let's actually talk about the show in case anybody out there hasn't actually seen it and they would like to kind of be spoiled about what happened. It kind of seems like, guys, that we were right, that they would actually, I noticed that when it was about to literally start, it said American Horror Story, semicolon, Roanoke. So they have officially titled it as Roanoke.
My TV still says American Horror Story 6, so I don't know.
Well, it said that above the credits for the show that was streaming before it.
Yeah, it did. Mine did too. I just mean like the title. Like there was the Wolverine and then AHS 6. So
Okay. Well, basically at the beginning, Shelby sees Lady Gaga, Wes, and Kathy with the others. So, and I know you guys said that you didn't recognize Gaga. I didn't at first, but when I saw it in this episode, it confirmed to me that I'm 90% positive that's her. And it showed a full clip of her kind of like limping towards the inner circle. And there was this guy, that the one that they had scalped, they were going to burn him alive to purify him. And do you guys remember what his crime was again? Was it stealing?
I didn't think they said it.
Kathy gave this she gave this speech, and I was really trying to listen to it and type it down. But she said why they were going to burn him alive, basically to purify him. But anyway, Shelby runs away and she gets hit by another car. I mean, I don't understand what it is with this show and people getting hit by cars, but
And like miscarriages.
yeah, and miscarriages, which we got to talk about that here in just a second, because when Shelby was hit, she didn't
She got hit good.
afterwards. And really, she should have been severely injured from that. But she really wasn't. She only stayed in the hospital for a short amount of time. Now, I want to say that Cameron Brooks and Hannah Lund brought out something amazing in one of the videos. And they said that Shelby is possibly a witch. And if you go back to the first episode, when Shelby takes her hand into Matt's, she saves him. He comes back to life, and then her child miscarries exactly at the same time, basically. So did Shelby give up the life of her child for Matt because she's a witch and she can do that? So I guess we're trying to watch for the 7 wonders in Shelby right now. Do you guys agree with that, or do you think that that's kind of crazy?
That's awesome. I would have never thought about that. But
I'm very deep into this season. I literally have to watch it and just so overanalyze everything.
I think it makes sense though, because I feel like back in 2013 when they kind of like reorganized the coven system, like I feel like that kind of makes sense. That
Or possibly Shelby is a witch and she just does not realize it. Maybe she doesn't realize she holds those powers necessarily.
I've got this crazy idea. I feel like someone in the cast, I don't know who, someone's dead, but they don't know who's dead. They don't know they're dead. I just feel like that. Like, I feel like they are dead, but they don't know they're dead. I don't know why. Kind of like how Violet didn't know she was dead in season 1.
Right. Well, Shelby basically insists to Matt after she gets hit by that car that they're not going to leave. Because at that point, Matt says, okay, let's leave the house. I get it now. Let's leave. I don't care what it is. Let's just go. And she says no, which that really took me by surprise. I would have packed my bags and I would have
packed my bags as soon as I got drowned in a hot tub. I see these weird
I don't know.
Blair Witch looking voodoo doll things. I'm out of there. I don't care how cheap the house was. I am out of there.
Okay, who in their right mind would have bought a house in the middle of butt crack nowhere while hillbillies are trying to out freaking bid you?
Literally,
no, you get out of there.
I would have saw the hillbillies and left. That's enough for me.
Well, I know, but I'm from the country, literally straight up from the country. So that sort of stuff doesn't bother us. Hell, we probably would have been related if that were me. So in some,
Yeah, but
way.
these people were from the city, so wouldn't you think that would have freaked them out to see it?
Oh, absolutely. My husband won't even go near a cricket.
Like,
Absolutely. And he's completely, city guy. So, but so it moves on to Flora and Lee, and Flora comes to visit Lee because for some reason she thinks it's okay. She does not believe Shelby, and Flora meets an imaginary friend called Priscilla. We don't see her though. And so later, Lee finds a bonnet in a broken plant that Flora mentioned earlier. So that night, Shelby and Matt hear the pig squeals again. They go to investigate and they get lost in the woods again. And then they find this large replica of the Blair Witch sticks, that a big one. It's burning, intestines and body parts are like hanging from it.
I think it was from a pig.
Okay, because there was a pig head sitting right on top of it, right?
Hmm.
Did you
And
guys
we saw
notice?
Piggy Man,
We
like,
did.
completely.
Did you guys notice that that stick figure had where the little arms would come out like this? It had something underneath like this, like wings.
Hmm.
It just reminded me of that. I just wanted to say something. But anyway, Matt knocks it down. They call the cops, and the cops really don't do anything except leave a cop on patrol at their house. But
Honestly, I was so shocked it didn't start like a forest fire or something, because there's so many trees around it. Like, that fire was big. Like,
you're right. It was. But
can we take a moment to appreciate Dennis O'Hare's acting? Like, that was creepy.
we'll talk about that in just a minute. We're about to get there. But guys, fans later, Matt stumbles upon the two nurses that we see in the first episode, and they kill an old woman named Margaret. And I already see the hashtag Margaret Lives Matter. And I thought that was funny. But this happens right in front of Matt. It's a really crazy scene. Did you guys like that scene?
I loved it. I
Yeah.
was so, like, confused, but I loved it. And, like, I'm wondering, can the dead people not see the living? Because, one, uh, Flora's got that imaginary friend who's definitely not imaginary. She's probably got to be dead or something, but adults can't see her. So that makes me think, one, ghosts can see the living. But the other argument is ghosts can't see the living, because I feel like the ghost would have responded to Matt, like the nurses.
Okay. True. That's a good point. I honestly didn't think about that. I did see though that that whole time that everything transpired, like with Matt and the nurses and Margaret, and the cops come, nobody ever goes upstairs and checks on Flora. That would have been the first thing as a mom I would have done. Well, aside from grab my gun, but I would have went directly into my kids' room to make sure that they were okay. But nobody checks on her this whole time. It was crazy.
Wait, during what?
When Matt and Shelby found the replica of the Blair Witch stick in the woods, and then Matt later on that night, Matt sees Margaret killed in front of him. So
I don't think she was there yet.
no, it happened right afterwards.
Uh,
But the next day, Lee's ex comes to take Flora home, and when they find Flora, she tells her parents that Priscilla is going to kill all of them and leave Flora for the last. So the ex-husband takes Flora away, and Lee sadly falls off the wagon. And there's a whole bunch of knives stuck to the ceiling of the kitchen when they find her, which when they look up, that was a beautiful, eerie scene. I did not expect that. I thought that was a great scene.
um, Flora's dad is an idiot. Like, I don't know how. Can I just go through this, like, super slowly to pin it all out for you?
Well, we don't have very much time, Casey.
Lee drove to Flora's dad's house, somehow got in, talked to her daughter. I assume the father was there, because the father wouldn't be allowed to leave her there alone, of course. Talked to the daughter, took the daughter away without him noticing, even though he had to be there. So confused.
Yeah, it looks like Lee just went and basically took Flora from her dad after he went and do that. And I have to say, Angela Bassett, kudos to her. After everything happens with the daughter being taken, Lee sees she wakes up from her drunken stupor and she's scared by the two nurses and she sees the pig man. And the fear on her face was just phenomenal. It was amazing. I thought it was great.
The fear on everyone's face is amazing. It's like Emma Roberts, like all the Chanel's, like level terrified.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Maisie and Casey, if you guys would not mind taking the last of it for me, since I pretty much was searching for my microphones the whole time. If you guys wouldn't mind wrapping us up with what happened on the rest of the episode, then we can go to viewer comments and shout outs.
Can I just say something real quick? I'm starting to think those, like, you know those Blair Witch looking dolls?
Yeah.
Which I saw the new one. It wasn't good. The old one is great, though. I love it. I'm starting to think, what if those aren't Blair Witch dolls? Like, they look a lot like the Voodoo Queen voodoo dolls from season 3.
Yeah, I don't think they're specifically for, the Blair Witch dolls. Obviously, they would need to make it different than what it was. So
I think they, yeah, I'm just saying because they look like the Blair Witch dolls, that's kind of the easiest way to put them. Like, but I think they do look like the voodoo dolls. So, Lee goes and gets.
Everyone is freaking out. Isn't in the season yet. Like, everyone was in season 5 to like the 4th episode, like the 2nd episode.
exactly. We still have 8 more episodes to go. And I noticed in this week's episode, while they were searching around in the woods, there was the mist again. And I truly feel that teaser that we had before is obviously giving us a hint for the mist that keeps happening in the episodes.
I have this
I
kind
think
of
they
idea.
all gave us a hint, except only the one like with the teeth was like a true like huge hint. But I feel like every teaser did give us a little hint.
What if some sort of mist type of thing goes through the woods, and it's kind of what makes the colony come and go? And what if the mist is what kind of like took the colony, like made it disappear back in the 1800s? And what if sometimes the mist just comes and goes, and when it comes, it drops like the colony's here, but when it goes, they're all gone. I don't know.
Something to think about. But would you guys mind filling in the audience for the rest of the show so that way we can hit it to viewer comments?
So, they find a bunker in the woods, and Matt thinks it's a good idea to go down there, and he finds videotapes, like old VHS looking things, and they take them inside to their pretty nice TV. Also, why did they have a VHS player? Like, I did not expect that.
I have a VHS player.
Well, I'm not, like, I'm just kind of surprised. Like, I didn't think they would.
Gotcha.
Because, like, we never really saw them move in. You know what I mean? They just sort of had stuff.
It could have been left over. But what else?
A flat screen TV left over?
It doesn't matter, probably.
Okay.
I get what you're saying, though. I have, like, a big, like, one with the whole back sticking out of the back of it, like it will fashion over here beside me that I use for an extra computer screen sometimes. So trust me, people have them.
Okay, I'm over analyzing. I'm sorry. So they put their VHS tape inside their VHS player that appeared from thin air, came and gone, went like the colony, and they see Dennis O'Hare looking creepy, and he is a teacher and an author, and he works at Bradley University.
It's Bradley. It's Bradley with the B.
Okay, I couldn't quite catch it, but I wrote that down because I wasn't sure if it had some sort of significance, because I think it might be kind of important. And he's like, I guess, not crazy. And he told us the story of the nurses and how they had the house and they took old people and their children would just kind of sign them off, their family, and they would just stay there. And then they only took people whose name started with M, U, R, D, or E. And every time they would kill one of them, they'd write their first initial on the wall, which spelled out murd, because they didn't get to finish writing murder.
Um,
And they peeled off the wallpaper, and
yeah.
there it was.
I'd like to
Okay.
point out something from the Facebook group that Jesse posted. He was like, "This season is too much. I feel like they are going back to their roots and copying some of their ideas from Murder House."
Well, it did. The show ended with the fact that they could not find Flora, and they saw her jacket way at the top of a tree and could not find her. So that's how the show actually ended. So yeah, you're right. A child goes missing. I mean, yeah, yeah. This season really does seem a little bit replica of Murder House. Yes.
They're
I'm fine
getting a
with that.
little redundant, man. They're getting really redundant.
I'm fine with it as long as it's different enough.
I want to say that Kyle German in the comments says that maybe this is the same mist or fog that appears when Edward Mordrake appears. I thought that was really great comment. And then I saw one from Aaron.
You know what kind of confuses me?
Mm-hmm.
If Edward Mordrake comes on Halloween, and that's when he's summoned by performances, why is Devil Night on the 30th when people who don't die in tethered locations can come to the earth? Because wouldn't it make more sense to take people's like souls with him or whatever on the night that dead people are roaming the earth?
I am not sure. But Josh Nash thinks that the Blair Witch stick dolls are protective. He does not think that they are actually bad ones at all. And Jennifer Dadovich says, "Oh man, that would be super creepy if Evan was the pig man." So we just what's up, Casey?
Maisie, do you want to finish the description of the episode?
I mean, we pretty much finished
Yeah,
it.
we finished it, Casey.
Oh, okay. Whoops.
Hey, Maisie, in a minute, maybe you would not mind repeating the message that you had on Instagram, just in case some of our live viewers out there have the same question that the person who left you possibly had.
Yeah.
Just whenever you have it up and you have a moment, so don't worry about it. I'm just looking through the comments right now in here, and thank you everybody who's watching and for everybody who's liking. I really appreciate it. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up because we try very hard to bring you guys this show. Trust me. I was freaking out earlier looking for my headphones because then I didn't think I would be able to stream. So I was totally freaking out. And thank you again so much to everybody who literally sat here for an hour and waited for the show to begin. You guys are so awesome.
All right. I have the message up if you want me to go ahead and read it.
Please, thank you.
Maisie, your camera's off.
Yeah, I know. It's because I'm on Instagram.
Oh.
I'm not going to say who sent this message because I'm not about outing people like that. But
No
I'll
worries.
say it. No, I'm kidding.
They said there could be more of you or something. I don't even know. Just communicate with your fans and respond to their opinions. Care, and then with an exclamation point. And I replied with, we do care. Most of us are just busy during the day. Casey and I, me, as in Maisie, are in school. Danny is in college. Reese lives in a different time zone. And Mary is a mother. She is always busy, and we definitely try our hardest to respond to you guys when we can. We appreciate everything you do.
Thank you. I thought that was really nice. And I thought that was very perfect to say in the show because we really do try to respond to every single one of you. And it's really getting harder now to respond to everybody when the channel has grown so big. So we just hope that everybody will just Give us a chance. And if we don't exactly respond to you, please don't take it personally. We promise you, we care about you and we are trying. So moving on very quickly, I wanted to say Trent8274 said, wasn't Margaret the name of the Countess's actress friend? Maybe this could be her present day as an elderly woman. I thought that was pretty interesting. What do you guys think about that?
I don't quite think the time would fit up, although I suppose like 19 something something, maybe like 20 or something. I think it's possible. And we got to take into account that was years ago. So I'm going to say yes. So I'm going to thumbs that up true. And also, horror movie of the week.
Oh, boom, 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 boom. Real quick, guys, before he gives the movie, I just want to say, don't forget to write this down. This is the actual name that you need to copy because this is the third week, the third movie. Keep track of these movies that we're telling you so you can enter in a drawing to win an amazing American Horror Story prize at the end of the season. So, Casey, please, please, please.
Quick little description. Last time I'm going to describe it, then it's all up to you to figure out. Last week, we told you the first 2 horror movies. There will be 12, so we've announced 2 of 12 so far. Every single episode of Beyond the Horror, we will say 1 horror movie name. This will be the 3rd one of 12 names, okay? So, yeah. You can DM us on Instagram at Freaks of AHS or use Messenger, Facebook Messenger, to message me. And I'm keeping track of people who
Not a
send
lot of
us
people
them.
know who you are, though, Casey, on Facebook.
Oh,
So
yeah.
why don't we just ask them to message the Freaks of Hotel AHS? And they
If you
can.
don't have Instagram, you can message me, though, Casey Soper on Facebook. Basically, you have to get all 12. And once you've got when you tell us the name of the movie, I will basically just respond this out of 12. If you've got like, you
Casey, I
have
had
to get,
already talked about this right before you started talking. It's okay. You don't have to re-go over it again. No worries. Just give them the name of the movie.
okay. If you want the other 2, it was in the last one. This week's is Halloween, Michael Myers, Halloween, just the first one. So,
So
yeah.
write that down, you guys. Make sure you have that absolutely written down. So I wanted to go real quick over just a couple of comments that we had. Tribute Time said that they found another AHS connection, that Billy Dean, Sarah Paulson from Murder House and Hotel, and the owner of Asylum have the same last name, Howard. Billy Dean Howard and Reverend Timothy Howard. So they were asking if we think in some way that they could be connected. So I thought that was a great question, and I didn't know, Maisie or Casey, if you guys had something to say about that.
All y'all are deeper than I am, and that makes me very disappointed in myself. But I think that could totally be Billy Dean's mom. We can say Billy Dean's around 30-ish, 2011. I don't know, maybe grandma or something. But I think that's a good connection, and I think they could be related. And maybe the reason Billy Dean has a connection to the supernatural is because she knows about Briarcliff and what happened there because her mom or grandma ran it,
or Reverend Howard is her spiritual connection to the spiritual world, possibly.
yeah.
Okay. Maisie, what do you think?
I mean, I think it's a definite possibility. I don't know, though. I feel like I would have to do some more rewatching.
Right. Well, Jason Sierra said, was the guy who was scalped at the end of episode 1 of season 6, was he the auctioneer who auctioned off the house to Shelby and Matt? They said it kind of looked like him. And I haven't had a chance to actually go back and check.
The guy, the guy in this episode who they were complaining to, who said they changed the like address or something, he wasn't the guy who auctioned off the house in the first episode.
He wasn't. Okay.
That kind of confused me. So maybe they were burning him because maybe by stealing they meant stealing their land and selling it.
Oh, that's a good. That's yeah. That's a
And
good
that adds on to my
connection.
theory that that guy's not from 2016. He's just from the past.
Okay. And Zombie Dude 245 says the two nurses, I mentioned this in the Facebook group, to be a reenactment. So the nurses would be different. Now, this was to go with Maisie's idea that those were the two nurses from Murder House. And he says, plus, I think the people who made the documentary has been to the murder house, met the nurses, and they hired actresses to play the nurses for the actual documentary. So I thought that was pretty cool that Zombie Dude brought up a good point that this is a reenactment. So possibly those could be the two nurses from Murder House because these are reenactment nurses that we're actually seeing. And they are nurses, confirmed from this episode. They were nurses. So we get a little deeper, into their little story. Then we have Dylan Schmall. Let's see, I keep losing my mouse. Dylan asked if it's going to keep being a documentary or if it's just going to be a giant twist. And there is a pretty good article out there in the Huffington Post about 6 theories about American Horror Story about the theme. And I'll probably do a video on that sometime. But they did also say about Shelby possibly being a witch. So I thought that was, a pretty good one. And I feel so terrible, too. I did not find a one-liner award this episode. I did not find one person who had a good one-liner. And Jennifer One said, it is said that children can see spirits better than most adults. So maybe that's the reason why, Casey, maybe they can't act, the adults can't.
Well, that would make
see
a lot
them.
of sense because it feels like in every season, younger people are able to see more things than adults because maybe ghosts don't want to see adults because they know kids will believe that they're there, but adults are just trying to rationalize their seeings.
Maybe it's because adults have been so jaded, approaching into adulthood, and children are obviously very pure and innocent. Maybe that's the trick. In order to see a ghost, you have to have an innocent soul or something like that.
Or maybe you have to believe or something
There you go.
Maybe in order to see and talk to a ghost, you have to believe in them. Does that make sense, kind of, sort of?
Absolutely. Just like for voodoo, a lot of people say that in order for voodoo to work is that you have to believe in it in order for it to really work. I'm just looking at the comments. So if you guys have something to say, please help yourself.
I want to know more about Dennis O'Hare's character, but because he's terrifying. It's nothing Dennis O'Hare has ever played before. I don't know. He just looks creepy. And I just, if the show was just him running around filming his happenings at the house, I'd be pleased with that. That would be awesome. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think the show is on the BDHN, which is the Billie Dean Howard Network. So I think by the end of the season, we're going to see Billie Dean Howard again, which is a connection to season 1 and 5. And also, speaking of Howard, what if Billie Dean is married? Which I don't know. I feel like she would have mentioned it, but at the same time, probably not, because it's not really important to her character. What if she's married to someone whose last name is Dean? Okay? And so what if her last name is Dean, but she uses Howard as her maiden name? So she says Billie Dean, Dean being her married name, and then Howard being her maiden name. Dean Howard.
It's possible, absolutely.
Which means we need to start looking for people who have the last name of Dean in the present. Wink, wink. So get on it.
Jennifer One says, I have an idea. The murder house was built and they got supplies and high-end things from all over. Is it possible that they got wood from trees in the same forest as the missing colony was from? So I thought that was a pretty great little question. What if they used the trees to build murder house from the colony of, that it was around missing colony of Roanoke?
I mean, anything's possible in this show.
Think that would be pretty good, a nice little way to, maybe that would be a great reason why the spirits are trapped inside the murder house, you know?
I feel like by the end of the show, they have to explain why. Because I feel like they've shown us what and how, but they haven't shown us why.
Right.
Like, think of all the, like, W's, like the when, where, what, how, why things. They haven't shown us why. Like, in all the seasons, kind of. Like, and also, this show is pretty ambitious to do ghosts, aliens, and witches all in the same show. So, like, a little round of applause for that, because I don't know any show that could do aliens and witches and be taken seriously. Because,
I'm sorry.
like, to me, the idea of Coven is so strange to me because, like, so many scary things, and they chose Coven. Not hating on Coven or anything, I love it a lot. But it's so strange to me that they chose Coven out of all of them. You know what I mean? Kind of, because it seems like not as, like, I don't know. Just witches aren't usually, like, super scary. They're just kind of on brooms and stuff.
Depends on, I guess, on who you ask.
Yeah, I suppose so.
The average savage asked, who do you think the spirit was that lured Flora out of the house, because I couldn't really tell? And I think that's a good question, because Shelby and Matt, it looks like they saw the same person standing outside their kitchen window, and it looks like it was both the same person. And it looks like the woman from that poster where she has the long, like she has the teeth for fingernails, and she's holding that long, like beaded teeth cross or something. So I don't know if that was her.
Oh, she looked like she could be part of a colony.
Right. She was dressed in old clothes. She had a bonnet.
I feel like I'll take any theory by now. Like, anything could be real at this point.
I thought Priscilla, the girl, was there to actually help them. But it seems like obviously now Priscilla is not. She's there to kill them all and to save Flora for last.
Oh, yeah. This season is, like, definitely more out there than the others to me. Because I feel like with the others, even though there was mystery, you could kind of, like, get an idea of why this was going on. Like in season 1, the first time I watched it, I kind of got the idea, yeah, these people are dead. But, like, in this season, I'm kind of like, what's going on
All
here?
right, guys. It's like the last 10 minutes, so.
Yeah, I just want to say real quick that Alicia George said, Mother Supreme, can we take a moment of silence for Sarah's liver and lungs? Hashtag save Sarah. All right. So, Maisie.
What were you saying, Maisie?
It's the last 10 minutes, so are we gonna, like, final thoughts?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fan questions.
Yes, because you guys got skew tomorrow. So, why don't you go on ahead and take it away, Maisie?
Final thoughts. I am excited for next week. As always, I'm always going to say that with my final thoughts because I am very excited for next week's. I am terrified of the Priscilla ghost child thing. I'm ready for more weird hissing Lady Gaga. That's a new thing no one's ever seen Lady Gaga do. Crawl and hiss at everyone. I mean, hey, that's what she likes. That's what she likes. But I'm excited. I think it was a great episode. They did really good with this.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, I agree. I was very pumped up for this episode. I was excited, and again, it delivered. It gave some really great, tense, scary moments that I like. Good explanation. Another great episode that built up our character development, and to me, that's extremely important. So I love the jump scares, and uh, I just thought it was a brilliant way to keep the show going. Again, I really hope that they kind of back off from this documentary style and actually maybe dip into the cast and the characters, or excuse me, the cast and crew after the show maybe wraps or something like that by the third or the fourth episode. So that's just what I'm hoping for. If it doesn't go that way, I hope we get a big shock. And Erica Chavez says hashtag bring back the beginning credits. So
I just was saying that. I was laughing about.
Someone asked us multiple times, so I thought it was a good time to answer since we're
oh
wrapping
my
up.
god.
Do we think Flora was the one
I was
singing
just
the mm, 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 mm,
I don't think she
I
mm.
was.
just saw that right
I
now.
don't think she
That's in the
was either
bronze.
because we know who sings it, like the singer.
Yeah, but that's different though. The singer is different from the show. So that's an
Yeah.
amazing point that what if the little girl humming that song is Flora in the teasers? What if like she gets possessed by the spirits of the Roanoke colony and they kind of make her like do things or watch the family until they kill them off one by one and then intend to save her and kill her for last. Because
I
she's the
mean,
child, they think she's defenseless.
creepy children. Maybe she joins the colony.
Ooh.
M-
All right, guys. I gotta close it down. It's almost 12 here.
No problem, Maisie. Thank you so much for joining us. And everybody, say bye-bye to Maisie. Casey and I will be here for a few minutes. If Casey would like to finish wrapping up the show. And Maisie, thank you again so much for joining us.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye, Maisie.
Bye, Maisie.
Yeah. Can
That's
you
a
please?
really great question.
Some
To
people
bring
think
up in
it's
the bronze.
Priscilla.
I see that. Was that Jackson who just asked that? Sycamore Wood. Cherry Blissful just said the name of the song, Sycamore Wood. And Jordan Wagner said that it is Priscilla. So I'm not sure. That's a very good point. We have two viable candidates that could be humming the Sycamore song.
I mean, what if one of the colony members has a daughter named Priscilla? Or what if Dennis O'Hare's character had a daughter who died in the house named Priscilla? And that's why he started going insane.
Oh, okay. That's a good point.
I think somebody's got a daughter named Priscilla who died.
Hey, real quick, Alicia George asked, I think it's Priscilla singing Mother Supreme. Have we done the movie title for the week? And I'm going to let her know that yes, we did. But Casey, if you would not mind repeating it for everybody, I would greatly appreciate it. We'll repeat it one time in this
The movie of this week, repeated one more time, is Halloween.
Yes.
And Mary, I was just wondering, last week you said this week you would say what the prize is. Are you still going to do that? Because I've got an idea of what I think it is, but I don't know if you changed your mind or looked at it anymore. But I'm just like saying Amazon kind of like lowered the price of it. So I don't want to say what it is unless you're.
It's not that. It's honestly not about cost at all, for that. It's just I wanted to make sure I got the coolest gift for everybody. So if I can't find the coolest gift, yes, Casey, go on ahead and tell them what the prize is.
So now?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's just do it. Mine as well.
Okay. Okay, everybody. And this might get more people to do it. If you give us all 12 names of all 12 horror movies, You will be entered in a chance to win. And I don't have it here with me because it's not even out yet. American Horror Story Hotel on Blu-ray or DVD, your choice, because we don't know if all of you have Blu-rays or DVDs or whatever. But
These are
if you
fine.
have a choice of getting American Horror Story Hotel, my and Mary and Reese's favorite season, for free, if you watch every single live stream, tell us all 12 horror movies. You will be, if you get all 12, you will be entered into a drawing. We will draw live. And you, if you got all 12, will have a chance to win the American Horror Story Hotel on Blu-ray or DVD. Not both, but whichever one you decide. So yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Casey. We're so excited about that. We wanted to just find you guys a really cool gift, but we think hotel would be the best. So, and in the description, Casey, is it cool if I link put a link in their description for your profile so that way they can actually
go for it.
send it to you? Okay, cool. And I want to say real quick, Jackson Holt had a very great idea. He said, should we believe the narrative were given by the actors or by the real life actors? And I think there will be a more developed plot with the real life actors, especially with the line about turning off the camera. Okay, so that's a good question that Jackson brought up. Now, we're only going by what Shelby and Matt tell us. And there's a lot of times where Matt is gone and stuff happens to Shelby. So we only have Shelby's word on what actually happened. And that leaves an open spot for Matt to basically have like no alibi. So I just thought that that was a really good, comment, because what if they're just making all this up?
Hashtag American Horror Story. What's the name of that movie? You've got the poster back there.
Asylum?
No. There was the criminal. He killed his family. Said voices
Amityville
said
Horror.
it. Yes, that. I'm sorry, I totally forgot the name. His attorney was like, "Hey, if this family move in here, I'll give you some money. Say there are ghosts living in there, so my guy will get less of a sentence." What if they're just doing that to get on TV? Although,
Hey, that's a really good point, Casey, because now, Casey, it was really hard for a lot of people to realize that the Amityville Horror is not true. We do know for a fact that it is not true, and that the people, especially living in the house now, have had no problems with it. And so it's just something that people like to hold on to. However, that is basically the story, the rear of the
oh
veil.
my Jesus, Jesus! Someone said, "What if Dennis O'Hare's character was supposed to be the letter R in the word murder?"
Two blondes and a brunette. I see that right now. What if Dennis O'Hare's character was supposed to be? What was the name of? No, his name was E something. Oh yeah, Elias Cunningham. So it was EC was his initials, but he could have been the E in murder.
Possibly.
MURDER, maybe. So that's a pretty good one. Hashtag AHS fake, says Finn.
Someone named Ernesto, I guess, is being inappropriate.
Oh, I did not see that. Oh, I love banning.
Oh yeah, they're
I
saying
see
some
it.
stuffies.
Yeah. No, Ernesto. Burnt toast is a channel, buddy. Keep it good in here, otherwise it won't be something for you to see much longer. So Anthony says that they were nursing home patients, so that the nurses were killing. And Wanda.
Oh my. Oh. Someone just said the E in murder was for Eunice. Eunice. You know where we heard that name before. Sister Mary Eunice.
But do they go by first names or last names for the letters that they put on the wall?
First.
So then Mary Eunice would have been
Oh no. Maybe it is last. It's something. I don't know. But I know Eunice, and I know there is a. Did she die at the end of the season? I don't think she did.
She did. Mary Eunice did.
Oh,
Because she
well.
fell from the top of the
Yeah.
big circular stairway and stuff. So yeah.
That was bloody.
Yeah. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Two Brunettes and a Blonde. Thank you so much to you too. We love your thoughts. And Sherry Richards, thank you so much. She says, OMG, good one though, Casey. So Jordan says, what if the nurses in the plantation house are from the asylum? Like maybe what if they worked there at one point?
I mean, there's a possibility.
Ernesto, just to let you know, dude, if you want a shout out, just say, hey, Mayor, can I get a shout out? You don't have to play anything else. We are surface kind of people over here. Oh,
If
yeah,
someone wants a shout out, they get a shout out.
absolutely. And Kyle German brings a great point. He says the nurses are from 1997. Excellent point. Excellent point. Because that's when
97 or 79.
97, because that
Okay.
is when Dennis O'Hare talks about when he was he dated that video entry. So
But didn't he say it was years ago?
right, but that'd still make it in the 90s.
Yeah, that's true.
Anthony asked Mary, do you think they are the nurses from Murder House? Anthony, at this point, I don't think so. I think it's a great catch, though. John Nash wants a shout out. You got one, buddy. And Jacob Hicks. So you guys are awesome.
What do you guys think? What's the chance Dennis O'Hare is still alive? That'd have been 19 years,
Oh
right?
my God, that's right. I graduated high school in 1997. That's right.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Whoops.
okay. No,
Um,
that's true. I never honestly thought that
he'd
it's
be
been that
about like
long.
what, 60 maybe? 50, 60. He looked to be like 40, 30 or 40. I thought like 40.
Wanda Shipper, you can definitely give a shout out. It's 6 a.m. for her in the Netherlands, and she's up watching us right now, Casey. So yeah, you
You
definitely get a
deserve
shout
a
out.
shout out.
Yes. Jackson said, wait, he said that house was abandoned for many years.
How long is many years, guys?
Right, that's true. So Finn has a theory that the children that Ryan Murphy have been teasing about will save Matt, Shelby, and Lee, and wanted to know, just wasn't sure and wanted to know what we thought.
What? Sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. I'm just scrolling through. Oh God, it totally scrolled up on me, and now I can't.
Matt's children save creepy children, Ryan Murphy.
Yeah, Finn. I'm so sorry. Here it is. Finn asked if maybe the children that Ryan Murphy has been teasing about will save Matt, Shelby, and Lee. He wants to know what we think about that. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's possible. However, this Priscilla kid seems to be the devil's spawn. So, I don't think so. I'm sick right now. Give me a shout out. WWE Lady 15. You definitely have a shout out. You're awesome.
Someone asked where we saw season 2. It's on Hulu and Netflix and on Blu-ray and DVD, pretty much everywhere.
You can pretty much even go to your cable provider, Paloma, and you can go in their on-demand service, and most likely they will have previous seasons in their on-demand service. So, yeah.
Oh, people have just like been saying this, so I'm just gonna get it across. People are asking, what if the professor in the videotape is trying to save them? And I think that is an amazing idea. What if this guy is trying to scare them out of the house because he doesn't want them to end up like he did, dead?
That was one of the ideas that I talked about in my prediction video. I think that Dennis O'Hare is not the bad guy. I think that he's trying to either he's the one who locked them in the basement so that way that night that they saw the first video and the people entered the house. So I really do think that he is the one who did that. And Omar, you definitely have a shout out. I love you, Omar King. You're awesome. So I do think that Dennis O'Hare is the good guy. Yes.
Trevor G wants a shout out. So
Definitely Trevor G and XX Sinister XX. This stream is about American Horror Story, about the new episode that came on tonight. We are discussing it live and talking with fans. And yeah, we just want to know what you guys think. So you guys are also
someone
awesome.
asked who Priscilla is. Priscilla is someone who Flora, who is Lee's daughter, is talking to, but no adult has seen her yet.
Right, she's like an invisible ghost or something. Possibly she's from the colony because Priscilla is said to have worn a bonnet. So we do think that she is from the colony.
I don't know. Did they specify how old Priscilla is?
No, as far as I know, they did not.
What if Priscilla isn't a kid at all? What if Priscilla is the woman who is wearing that suit and that poster with the teeth, like necklaces and stuff?
Andy Day, you definitely have a shout out, buddy. Casey, that's a very good point. What if Priscilla really isn't a little girl like Flora thinks? Maybe because Flora is so young, she just can't realize that maybe because Priscilla looks so young that she's not a child.
Jackson Holt, you can have a shout out.
Oh, Jackson's awesome. Jackson, he was the one who, I guess, last week when he said about Sarah and smoking and stuff like that. So
Sayla wants to know what you think happened to Flora in the tree.
Sayla, I do think that the spirits of Roanoke took her, and somehow they have her. Maybe they're telling her something, filling her head with lies about something. I have no idea. So, yeah.
Can you please quit the Harambe stuff? Please, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, and no spoilers about Scream Queens, please. I have not actually seen
I'm going to
it.
make a quick little review of Scream Queens without spoilers. It was great. Slightly disappointed there wasn't any Hester yet. Jamie Lee Curtis is still awesome. And the Chanels rocked it. Also, it was hilarious, as always.
I'm so sorry.
I loved when they were talking about ghosting. It was hilarious.
Yeah. And some people were asking, Cheerfully Blissful asked maybe Priscilla is Lady Gaga. So I guess that's possible.
Anything is possible, guys. We went over this.
Absolutely. And Ernesto, no worries, dude. So Ebony says, we saw Priscilla through the window telling Flora to come, which is true. She did do that. So I guess that is Priscilla. They didn't say it was Priscilla. But Erica says, spoiler, guys, it's a huge one, too. Erica Chavez just ruined it for everyone. She tells us Han Solo kicks the bucket. Oh, my God. She just spoiled American Horror Story forever.
Han Solo's not in American Horror Story. He's in Star Wars.
Yeah. Oh, Paloma, again, we did tell you where you can see it. Depending on where you are, if you want to see season 6, episode 2, you need to check your cable provider, go online to Hulu, and you might need to wait a couple of days for it. Just Google season 6, American Horror Story, episode 2, and it should take you to a link to help you find it.
Chris Mansilla says, does he have his own channel? Don't know what he's talking about. Jordan Wagner says, can we just take a minute for Angela Bassett's hair? Yes, we can.
I know. And Declan asked, do you think the documentary style will end halfway and turn out they lied for money and maybe the ghosts, oh, darn it, it scrolled up. It's possible. Like I said, I think there's going to be some kind of twist in there, and there had better be. Oh, thank you so much, John Terrius Haywood, Paloma. If you're from Paraguay, Paraguay, excuse me, I see your comment right here. John Terrius Haywood said the FX app is for free for your phone, and they do let you watch a few free episodes. So if you have a cell phone, Paloma, download the FX app. That's FX short for Fox. And you should be able to watch the first 2 episodes of American Horror Story through that app. I don't think you'll be able to watch any more. I think you get like the first 2 hours of viewing for free, but that's it. So definitely check it out. Hope it works out for you.
Someone said something. Someone asked about burnt toast. Burnt toast is Maisie Reese's channel. So
Yes, maybe Casey, if you wouldn't mind putting a link for it into the comments right here.
I'll do it.
Yeah. And guys, thank you so much for being here. Maybe if you would not mind doing us a favor and hitting the like button for myself, Casey, and Maisie. We really appreciate it. And I guess we're going to go on ahead and start wrapping up the stream. I need to start heading off to bed. And you guys are so awesome. Thank you, Ivan. He says, slay, Mother Supreme. LOL. I'm always saying this, but you slay, Queen of AHS. You were so sweet, Ivan. And guys, Casey is an admin of our major group on Facebook called the Freaks of AHS. Same thing with our Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. And
Snapchat us at AHS Freaks, and we will respond.
Thank you.
Absolutely,
guys,
positively.
Please follow us. We do love to have you guys part of everything that we do, because you guys obviously make our shows. So thank you all so much. I really do appreciate you all being here. Excuse me, just going through.
And we need, we hit the hour mark here.
Okay, so Declan says there should be a drinking game. Anytime Matt screams, drink. And anytime Shelby screams, drink. The first
And
episode.
anytime Sarah Paulson smokes, pray.
Right.
We just, if Sarah Paulson drinks, we will be happy.
Absolutely. So Casey, why don't you go on ahead and let's start taking out with final thoughts, please.
American Horror Story is great. This season would be much scarier to me if they would drop the documentary thing. It's not annoying me anymore, but it's not pleasing me like I think the show would be if they weren't doing it. I really like the cast and I like the setup, but I like that the way things were going, everything just gets a little bit more intense every week, and I hope they're able to keep doing that. But the thing that really annoys me legitimately so much is what was I going to say?
It's okay.
What was I saying that?
You were giving your ideas.
Oh yes, I remember. Yeah. Why do they end the episode 4 minutes early every time?
I know, I hate that.
Better bet I've been counting.
Oh, thank you so much, Raven's Revenge. Raven said, I love this channel and this AHS community. Thank you for these live streams, Mother Supreme. And Casey, thank you so much. You and Maisie are awesome to come live stream with me. I really do appreciate you and Maisie and your thoughts on this. So thank you. Do you have any predictions or anything you want to say, Casey, about the show before we wrap it?
Sarah Possum will get lung cancer.
Or enter AA. Hey, congratulations to Sarah on her Golden Globe win.
Oh yeah. I thought it was an Emmy.
Toast to her. Snaps.
She won an Emmy.
An Emmy. Well, Golden Globe, Emmy. I think they're the same thing.
No, I don't know. I mean, probably. I didn't watch the award show. Congratulations. She deserved it. But Cuba Gooding Jr. didn't get one, and I was like, how?
Wanda.
What did Wanda say?
Oh, let me go back up to it. I think it was, I'm so sorry. I have to say this. This was hilarious. Wanda says, I think, by the way, Lee drank all of Shelby's wine. Poor child. No, it's okay. I think Matt will restock her.
While he's away on those business trips, he's totally cheating on her.
Dude, you're not the only person to say that, Casey. Someone thought that. Remember when Matt was looking at his cell phone and he notices the people that are coming to his house with the torches? Somebody thought that he looked away and smiled at somebody that was in the room, like there was somebody else there. So I haven't actually had a chance to go back and watch it.
I'll definitely
So,
rewatch him this week and tell you what I think.
I mean,
But,
it certainly, I mean, my husband would never freaking leave me if we just moved into a house and we're seeing crazy crap. He'd
I just
never
can't
do that.
believe he would do that, like, at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, we don't know where he works. We know that.
Oh, no, we know where he works.
Where?
He works, hang on, I have it right here in my cast notes. Hang on 1 second. Get right back up to the cast. He works for a pharmaceutical company. He's a sales rep. No, that's not my cast. I'm so sorry. Hang on 1 second. That might be in a different. That's in a different file. He went and sold to Wake Med. I know that was the hospital. Let me see. But he is a sales rep. I'm just pulling up my thing real quick. Fictions. There's my cast. Okay. So, no. I just have right here. I don't know exactly who he works for. You're right. His job is a pharmaceutical rep. He grew up in the East. His sister and his mother live there. That's all I have.
I wonder if we're going to see his mom. I feel like we will.
I feel like we will too, because I feel like Matt's family definitely is more involved in the story than what we think, especially when we hear that Matt grew up in the East and he is the one who took Shelby there to North Carolina, suggested it in the first place.
Maybe there's a reason he wanted to go there, like besides this family thing. Right. And this is getting super long, and I think we should wrap it up. But there's one thing I want to do, and I think it'll be kind of fun. Okay. You describe the first episode in the most dramatic soap opera-y way you can, and I'll do the second one. Like when a young couple moves to, like, you get the idea. Okay, so first episode, go.
In current times, a young troubled couple moves to
North Carolina.
Oh, I thought you were going to finish. North Carolina to rekindle their lost love.
But when mysterious things happen to them, the troubled couple are starting to wonder why they thought it was a good idea to move back there. After the woman in the couple goes through a miscarriage, her husband's sister comes and moves in with them. I don't know. That wasn't as fun as I thought it would be.
Well, Alicia George says, poor Sarah, losing babies, can't get pregnant, alcoholic, smokes like a chimney, and gets cheated on. So
smokes like a chimney.
Yeah. And Chris,
oh, never mind. That was a different TV show.
Chris wants to know, Casey, if you have a YouTube channel. So yes,
Burnt Toast.
Yes, I'm going to put the link, and it's the Coven poster that is the cover of Burnt Toast. So that's how you know that's Burnt Toast.
Charlie Richards, I agree with you 100%.
Erica suggests, what if Matt is a voodoo person? Like, what if he's in on it?
What if the voodoo queens aren't necessarily just women? I don't know. It's 2016, people. Quit putting roles on people.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. Casey gave his thoughts and predictions, and my thoughts and predictions are, if you want to go check it out in my video, go check out my channel. I posted it before. I'm very happy about where the season's going so far. It's different. I understand people are not happy, especially with the documentary aspect, but I really think it's different. And I'm kind of the person where I appreciate people and houses for who they are. I don't like to change people. And I don't like to change American Horror Story. I like to appreciate it for what it is. So I'm just excited to keep going with the season and to see what else it's about. So I'm very excited. Casey and I will be back next week with Maisie next Wednesday, immediately following episode 3. I will have my review up tomorrow of episode 2 if you guys would like to come back and watch it. And thank you so much for everybody who downloaded a copy of my books this weekend. If you loved them, please go rate them at Amazon and Goodreads for me. You guys are amazing. We love you so much. Thank you, Sherry. You're awesome too. Casey, is there anything you would like to say before we end the stream?
Instagram, Freaks of AHS. Snapchat, AHS Freaks. Twitter, The Freaks of AHS. Subscribe to Burnt Toast. Subscribe to MaryGirl Moody. Join us on Facebook, The Freaks of AHS. That is our group name. Hashtag FX Higher Revert. Thank you to Danny Vera for all of our posters. And thank you all for watching Beyond the Horror, our American Horror Story After Show. And especially to Ryan Murphy and Brad Falchuk for creating such an amazing show. And Wednesdays, 9 p.m. CST, American Horror Story, Roanoke.
Right.
That's just how Lady Gaga says it. American Horror Story, Hotel. So that's how I like to say it for the seasons because it sounds cool.
It does sound cool, actually. Okay, well, guys, you are amazing. Thank you so much for watching our after show and for being part of it. I see all of you right here in the comments. Wanda, all of you, you are all amazing. Thank you so much. Cade, my book is called Regina. It's part of the Delagrad trilogy. Go check it out on Amazon. Thank you all again, and we love you. We will be back next Wednesday, immediately following episode 3. So have your questions ready, and videos will be coming out on my channel and Burnt Toast this whole week. So that way we can keep you guys pretty much continually addicted to American Horror Story. So you guys are awesome. Love you all so much. And
congratulations to Sarah Paulson on her Emmy, and hashtag Save Sarah.
Hashtag Save Sarah. And again, last time, all hail Niall Lang for naming our show Beyond the Horror. All hail Niall. Good night, freaks.